Let's come back home now. NGOs, My Vote Counts and Open Secrets are worried that the Promotion of Access to Information Amendment Bill will not ensure complete transparency. The amendment allows for the information of private political party funders to be made available. But the NGOs say the only recording donations over a certain amount limits the access to information. Now, to discuss this, I'm joined by Zahira Grimwood, who is from My Vote Counts. She joins us from our studios in Cape Town. Zahira, good morning to you. So what are your concerns around this particular bill?
So the Parliament has up until the end of this year to amend the Promotion of Access to Information Act. And what South Africans must remember is that this particular act was drafted in order to break away from the period before 1994, where secrecy was the order of the day and a means to control people and limit what people know. Access to information is a right, and in My Vote Counts court case, we won based on the fact that access to information when it comes to the right to make political choices is essential, particularly for citizens to have information on the private funding of political parties and independent candidates. However, the committee, the Justice Committee, has drafted this PAIA amendment bill limiting the donations, the recordal of donations to amounts in excess of 100,000 rand. And the problem is that if a donation is not recorded, if there's no obligation on the accounting officers of the party to record the donations, one cannot access information, particularly, say, if there's corruption involved. A donor has tried to, for example, donate through various people and various entities under 100,000 rand. One would not be able to detect if there's if those strategic means to circumvent disclosure has been utilized.
Let's go back to the very last element that you've just made, Zahira. You're saying that there's a danger to disguise donations, in essence, with this particular clause that says only amounts exceeding 100,000 rand can be accessed. The question is, how? Where's the danger there? How can these be disguised?
So with the legislation, it's going to place an obligation on accounting officers to only disclose of donations that they've received above 100,000 rand. So with PAIA, one should be able to apply for any relevant information from a private body or a public body if one wants to utilize information to access a certain right. And the issue is that there's not going to be any obligation on accounting officers to record of donations under 100,000 rand. Therefore, without there being that recordal, there's no obligation on them to provide the access to information in the case that one requests for information on donations under 100,000 rand.
All right, so let's use a living example of this, Zahira. You will remember the 500,000 rand donation to President Cyril Ramaphosa's presidential campaign in the ANC, and how that money was donated, yes, by Gavin Watson, the late, but it wasn't directly from his bank account. It was through a third party, so to speak. Is that, in essence, what the worry is about here?
With the CO17 campaign, one must also remember there was that technical discrepancy when it comes to the fact the donation was allocated to internal party campaign and not to the political party as an entity. So PAIA is not even going to cover donations allocated to individuals who are contesting internal party elections, merely political parties and independent candidates.
All right, Zahira Grimwood, thank you very much.